All right, part two to my son. So he lives in a tiny house. He's 18 years old. He has peace and quiet. Now, if you live in the United States, a good job when you don't have a car is you could work at the school cafeteria. So I wrote it down. He works at the school cafeteria. He rides his bicycle to work. Now, later I said to record everything. Record all interactions, video record all interactions and audio that you have with people. Because, for instance, at my last job, a couple of days ago, I told the spouse that one of the coworkers was drinking while he was driving home, and he gives me a ride. And she said, "Well, don't report him, or you will be fired." Now, I got fired anyway, and only a week after that. What did I have to put up with? These guys, okay, one of them used to smoke. All right, so I had to put up with that in the car. He's the driver. Okay. The other driver, eventually we switched, right? The other driver, he used to drink beer. And put the loud music, so that I had to go like this and cover up my ears. In fact, I was already planning on what to do with my paycheck, but I got fired. I was going to get those little plugs that you put in, and also the big ones that you use, and I was just going to put them on, walk around with that, because I don't feel it's right for me to turn the radio down. And sometimes I wasn't sitting in the front seat. All right, so that's a negative. What else is going on? Well, those were the only negatives. All right. Now the spouse said, "Don't report it because you already got fired 7 years ago for reporting a coworker that was drinking on New Year's." So, son, the best way to be a man, and I've noticed this from a policeman's son. He told me. He said when he goes out with a girl, he always drives. And he says to her, "If I don't like the place or something, I'm leaving. Come with me." All right? We talk in the car. We don't argue in front of that. "I want to stay," or But he tells her this already, because one time he was at a college, and for some reason he was talking to a girl. I don't know. Well, either way, he got into a fight. He says he won that one. He learned a technique to kick the guy in the knee when he's approaching you. And he said, that worked. The guy, his knee hurt, and I'm glad, because otherwise he was bigger, he was going to hurt me. But that technique really worked. I just kicked him in the knee before. A one-kick fight. And it's just, I could have gotten him arrested because he's the one coming towards me. But he was a classmate, so he just transferred out of school or something. Yeah, he moved to Florida. So he says he's always the driver. He used to go out with other classmates, like boys and stuff, go dancing and stuff like that, but he said he never liked it when he wasn't the driver, because then he sees that the other guy is drinking and driving, and then he says, my dad is a police officer. All right, but if you start with a job and you're 18 years old and you're allowed to start working, work at a school cafeteria. This way you can bring food home to your girlfriend and to your children. All right, you can bring food home. You can save money, and then you can buy yourself a car, a pickup truck. All right, so you can put the tricycle in the back. And I have told you to be a rich man so that you can drive to the park and play in the playground with your kids, or in a separate area so that the other bigger kids on bicycle don't run over your little kids. And this way you have your bicycle. This way you can cross the street all right, because crossing that street is difficult. Even in Miami, I used to take the stroller because if I took the car, I had to pay $5. And they had alligators over there, so I wouldn't recommend that park. Oleta River? No, Grenell's Park. They have alligators over there and mosquitoes too. So like, if you take the car, it's just much easier. Now, take a woman with you or a second person, because sometimes you have to go to the bathroom, sometimes they have to go to the bathroom, sometimes you're pushing the stroller and for some reason you get exhausted. And I know you're young, but you're exhausted and you're like, I need water. And now you're thinking, oh, I gotta walk half an hour home and I'm very thirsty. You know, sometimes you need another person to pass the time or help you out when you're in trouble. Many times over here, I've hurt my own son, like playing. I was rolling on the grass and then he fell on top of me, or he fell backwards and stuff like that. It would have been so much easier if there would have been a woman there to play with the son. So like, don't go on the floor like you do here on a park carpet with your son. Don't do that until your kid's at least 4 years old and understands voice instructions like stop. At the park, play with a soccer ball. That is the best, because a bouncing basketball will hit him in the nose. I mean, so many things. A bat will hit him and we've had those incidents. I mean, I've been hit myself on the leg, and that thing stings, you know, and the bat has been flying all over the place. A soccer ball, and if you have, that's only if you have one child. If you have 2 children, take 2 soccer balls, all right, and let the child win. They do not understand, oh, this time I lost, next time I'll win. No, they don't understand that. Because I remember playing with you, my son, and I used to win. And that only meant that if I won, like I scored, and we'll say whoever gets to 2 points or 3 points wins, or to 10, right? We used to do up to 10. So that's about 15, 20 minutes, you know, playing. So I scored. You have 9, I have 10. So what happens? Now we got a rematch because you want to win. So next time we say, okay, up to 5. Whoever gets 5 wins. And if I didn't learn my lesson, I would beat you again. Then I had to play a 3rd game. And then I said, all right, whoever gets 3 points wins. And then this time I had to let you win. So just, if you only want to play for half an hour, let the child win when you're playing soccer. Soccer is the best if you keep the ball in a safe area, away from the woods, away from the cars. I remember the first soccer ball, the only one I got, I think, when I was a kid in Chicago. I think it lasted 1 kick. The same day I got it, it landed in someone's rose bushes. That's when I learned that roses have thorns. Alright? And the neighbor's kid kicked it, and, well, what's wrong? All the air is out. Then someone said that roses have thorns. Alright, that was our gardening lesson. Alright, so he lives in a tiny house so that he will have peace and quiet, and there won't be a woman screaming at him. She won't move his tools. She will not want to live there because she says there's no space, so she doesn't want to live there. And that is actually better. Because this way when she comes over, in the United States now, if she comes, and even in Honduras, I would recommend this. If she comes over, then she wants to be with you, all right? And if she comes over and she starts yelling and things like that, then you just say, excuse me, and tell her that you're going to go ride your bicycle to the park or something. And she could stay if she wants to, or just close the door, or whatever she wants to do, but you're going to go to the park for half an hour, and then you will come back. If she's in a good mood, then you stay when she comes back. If she's in a bad mood, you go back to the park. You know. Now, if she doesn't want to leave, and only let them stay one night, maximum 2 nights. Because in Florida, if it's 3 nights, then you cannot kick them out because the police say that they live here. So don't let them stay more than 2 nights. All right. If they don't want to leave the second night, then you say, if you don't leave, then I have to call the cops. This is my home and I have to protect myself, and you're not allowed to stay here 3 nights. And I don't know if that's like per week, all right, or it has to be consecutive. I don't know. Find out. All right, so he works at the school cafeteria. He rides his bicycle to work. You're not allowed to record your co-workers at the school cafeteria. How about that? So do that job for 1 year, get your car, and then you can get a better job. All right? Save up to buy a car that first year that you work at the school cafeteria. Because schools are violent places, they're extremely dangerous, and sometimes you have co-workers that are real bad. And so you need to record them so that you can protect yourself. But it's illegal at a school. How about that? So at a public school it's illegal. Maybe even in the private, I don't know. Find out. Alright, so he's 18 years old. My son is 18. He has 4 kids. Sure, why not? You know? Instead of masturbating every single day, just get a girlfriend. Alright, get one that's the same age as you are. Because I just heard about a girl that was 18 years old. She had sex with a boy that was 4 years younger. He was 14. So the 18-year-old girl went to jail for 10 years. Alright? So I want you to get a girl, at least the first couple of girls, they gotta be the same age as you. Why do I say 4 kids? What happened? Remember what happened to one of your relatives, that he got divorced, and then the spouse says that she got full custody. So he's not allowed to see the kids unless he pays the security guard $25 an hour. He usually did it for 4 hours. So he did $100 to have the security guard watching him. He's not allowed to hug the kids at Chuck E. Cheese's, you know. So the kids, the younger one used to say, "Hey, Daddy," but the other one, that's what, 12, 13, 14, something like that. Since she was 10, she was like, "I want to go back to the car and wait with Mom." All right, or "I don't want to talk to you. I just want to play, and then I want to go back to Mom." And so he would say, "Okay." And so then he would play with his son. I mean, that's everybody. Some people don't want children, I understand, but most people want children. And that's one reason I have put up with your mother so long. You know, everybody has a cross to bear. That means that Jesus was carrying his cross, right? He was doing it. He was a do-gooder. He was a guy that wanted to do good things. You know, he wanted everybody to go to heaven, or if there is no heaven, he wanted everybody to love God and love their neighbor, and he told them, forgive everybody. Even when he was up on the cross, where he was like this or like this, he said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." All right? The older you get, the more you see all of the mistakes that you've done. You know, with this girlfriend, just tell girlfriends, look, it's going to happen to you like it happened to me, I think. Men need sex. And women, now some women you won't be able to keep up with. Almost, right? You can, but it's just amazing. And other women, they're like, "You want sex? Again? You want it right now? But we just had sex 5 days ago. You know, I mean, some of them are like completely disrespectful. They don't understand that you need it. And so, what I did when I was a young man, I didn't say no. Like I met one, I had four girlfriends at one time. And basically, one at work, well, the way it worked, it happened was I didn't say no. I didn't, let's see, no, I didn't live with any of them at the time. Actually, eventually I did live with one of them. But what happened was I didn't, what's the word? I didn't say no to them. I mean, everybody is lonely. Everybody is, needs love. And so all of these opportunities come by. Now, I'm not saying go save the world by having sex with all the women like my dad did. No. But I am saying that the ones you like, go ahead. Go ahead, make love to them. I remember so many that were wonderful, and I didn't do anything with them because I was too shy. And if we look at the 1950s videos that we've been watching, and the ones there about dating, sometimes girls want men that are, the word is more aggressive, like in the scene, the girl is yawning and he says, "You're hungry and you're sleepy, and I shouldn't have invited you to such a late movie." Well, what do we do now? Do I take you home? But I can't take you home if you're hungry. I mean, if you're going to be back and forth like that, the girl got dizzy on him and she said, "Well, here's my bus," and she left and she went home. And then the narrator says she wanted a man. That means I was very considerate like that. Like I used to think about how far I would park from the place that we were going dancing. I used to think if there were homeless people there or not, asking for money. I used to think about, are there any bathrooms? Are they clean? Things for women. I was always thinking about them and how I could make the date beautiful. And how long we could be at the beach, for instance. Like I would say, well, I parked for 1 hour, that's fine. I'll pay 2 hours, and this way I have enough time to walk around with her and come back. All right? Because in 2 hours, chances are she won't have to go to the bathroom, but she'll be getting close. All right? So be considerate. However, at the same time, be a yes, no type of person. All right, so my son has 4 kids. He quit school at 16 because the public schools here are just so terrible. The only reason I want you to go to a public school maybe for 2 weeks is just to find a girlfriend. That's about it. All right? Okay, so talk to you in the next video. All righty. Bye for now.